year of the event and has now come back for year 6. And I'll let Pong tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, thank you for having me. There's not much to tell. I'm a mother of 3. I live in Maiden, and I'm just honored to be here to sing for you guys. So enjoy.
We will be back with 2 more of our performers later in the program, so thank you very much. And we really appreciate them taking time out of work and school today to be here, so really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for doing this.
I want to give away a couple of door prizes while we're waiting and eating, and I want to tell you how I did this, and you'll know why I'm telling you this. But I went on online and found a random number, whatever, a generator, random number generator. And I put in, 1 to 146, and then hit the button and it gives me a number, 56. And I hit it again, it gives me a number 123, whatever. So then I go to our DAC-DB, and Dallas AB, I believe, is number 1, and all the way down to probably Rosemary Bash Young or somebody is number 146. And so everybody has a number, and I've got my random numbers generated. So whatever number came up first, I go and look, and that's who gets it. So it's completely, I didn't have nothing to do with it, okay? And the reason I say that is, I have the names here. I know who already is possible. You have to be here to win, because it was all random, and if I call your name and you're not here, then you don't win. We go to the next one. And the first prize is a $50 gift certificate to Backstreets. And who got that for us? Charles Snipes got that for us. Thank you, Charles. And number 1 out of the hopper was Clarence Pugh. No, please don't.
He wants to. Thank you very much, Dave. I'll do something nice for you, sir. Random acts of love.
Random. And our next door prize is 2 tickets to the Rotary Jam. That's the Hickory Sunrise Club's fundraiser. That is this Saturday at the crossings at Highland Avenue. And this was given by Sunrise Rotary Club. Okay. And number 2 out, Leslie Farrell Middleton. Okay, the third door prize is a $25 gift certificate to Highland Avenue and a bottle of Chardonnay wine. And the next name is Mark Gerson.
He may do it yet.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay, the fourth prize is a suite at one of the Hickory Crawdads games. Just make all those arrangements with Mark Seaman. He said there were some restrictions, but probably just July 4th. I don't know. Next name up, Bob Singletary. Bob here? Bob not here. That's the way it works. Well, wouldn't you know it, the next name up, Charles Snipes.
We'll eat the back streets first, then we'll go to the game.
Okay, we got one more. Also from Highland Avenue, another $25 gift certificate and some ciabatta bread. Handmade, homemade ciabatta bread. And that would be John Bray. John Bray sighting? John was here last week. There's John Bray. Well, next, John Olson. So it helps to be randomly generated, and it helps to be here too. And we will, again, we'll still have the drawing for the Bears Club $10,000 travel voucher, but you have to be in the SAS raffle for that. So plenty of time for that. We'll do that at the end. So think lunch is coming out. I smell it anyway. I have it. So, we'll do some more in just a little bit. Enjoy your meal.
Still the whole
Try it with that. I didn't make it.
We're moving forward for sure. So we might have a really good week and just pursue that as far as we can. Where you would set up TV screen for folks to watch? Yeah, okay. Well, let's do that. Yeah. I've never attended that, so I don't know what kind of stuff he does. Well, well, by then, we may be in operation. That may be part of the operation. Alan does, Alan Jackson. I don't know, because I'm not really involved with it. I help you get started. Well, the problem is I'm in this band with folks, and we always practice the Thursday night, and that's when they do their meetings. We call ourselves Mr. Woo, Scott and Haley Leo, and a couple from Morganton, Rod Rock, countries. Yeah. I love it. It's probably like singing for you guys, you know, it's just great now.
I'm excited that
Right, that's our deal.
it was such a bad
I think that's a good way. Might be one of these. Great.
I believe it.
There is an ice cream bar at the back. If you want to load up your strawberries, then feel free to do that. We're going to have a soft opening and go straight to our invocation by Bill Miller Zarrell.
Let us pray. Thank you, gracious Lord, for the men and women who have come before us and in whose footsteps we walk in this Rotary Club. We thank you for those who are dear to our hearts, husbands, wives, companions to walk along in this pilgrimage of life. We thank you for this food and for all that it takes to prepare it, and to serve it, and to use it for our nourishment. Bless us, Lord, in the work that we do in your kingdom. Amen.
Thank you. And John Ross will lead us in our song of the day.
So today we're going to sing Let Me Call You Sweetheart. And of course these days that could be a very broad definition. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Well, at least in like, President.
Thank you. And welcome to the 94th anniversary of our club, the Hickory Rotary Club. Tony Reed has our visiting Rotarian.
Today we welcome from Lake Hickory, Bill Laird, Jay Tate, Ernie Sills, Wayne Powell.
Welcome. And we have a lot of guests today, and I'm going to go around and let them introduce their guests. So,
I brought my father-in-law, Tom Trollin, who has recently moved to Hickory from Southern California, and he is a Rotarian himself with 25 years of perfect attendance.
welcome. Anybody here? Susan.
President David, I have my husband Bob with me today.
President David, you gotta stand up. Nobody can stand. I couldn't bring my wife today because she's in Florida, so I brought my other sweetheart, my first daughter, Amy, with me today.
I'm pleased to present my wife, Becky, of 37 years, is with us today.
Go ahead. Anybody? Mark?
President David, I have my wife today, Jennifer.
Thank you. I'm pleased to have my wife of 50 years this past December 27th, Elaine.
You married an awful young girl, I know that. Okay, anybody here?
President David, I have as my guest today my wife Jane, and we were figuring out it's anniversary, but this is a great excuse for Valentine's too, isn't it?
You gotta step up more than that, okay?
I got it.
Okay. Right through here.
You got this?
Yes, Tim? Okay. Clarence?
President Dave, fellow Rotarians, I'm happy to introduce four sweethearts. I don't see anybody in the room could top that. So first of all, I'll introduce Catherine Norris, better known as Kitty, Marjorie McDaniel, Helen Reed, and Caroline Latore. Wonderful sweethearts.
President David, I have my wife Catherine.
And 2 months from yesterday will be 51 years with my wife Sharon.
President David, I'd like to have my wife Margaret.
Okay, did we miss anybody? Any other guests? All right, Mark Seaman's going to introduce a few of our actual members.
Thanks, President David. For those that were at the joint meeting that we had with the Tuesday Club, we asked a few Rotarians some questions, just a chance to get them to know a little bit better, get us a chance for us to get to know them a little bit better. Before we do that though, now you just took a mouthful. Charles shared a story about the 50th anniversary that I'd like for him to tell here real quick. The short version, Charles, the short version, please.
The short version's not near as good.
Never is.
For the 50th year of this club, Pope Shuford was the president. And Pope said that, he felt a lot of pressure to really have a special event. And he had some guy flying in from somewhere, some started to say semi-literate, some semi-famous person. And he had a great meal. This clubhouse wasn't even here, but the old clubhouse. I wasn't there. I wasn't a member of the club then. And the Pope said the day before the anniversary, it started snowing. And it snowed all day and all night. And the next day, this guy was flying into the Charlotte airport, so he slid down to Charlotte and picked him up, and he slid back. And all these special plans they had, there were like 12 or 15 members were able to show up for the 50th anniversary celebration. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then.
Thanks, Charles. Now, I have not spoken to anybody. Last time I set it up, this time I have not. So I'm going to grab a few members at random here, and the first one I'm going to come to is Charles Snipes. Charles, if you could stand up and, if you don't mind, answering a few questions for us. Chance for us to get to know you a little bit better. How long have you been a Rotarian?
47 years.
And you have, what, 49 years of perfect attendance? Just 47, huh? Okay, something we can all strive from. Are you originally from Hickory?
No, I grew up in Lincoln.
And then moved to Hickory after that, or?
I did.
And where did you go to college?
Ryan College, now university.
Well, there you go. What's your favorite memory of Rotary?
Favorite memory of Rotary is I have the record of having the longest program in the history of the Hickory Rotary.
And what's your favorite thing about Rotary, other than the longest program?
Sitting around the table with 7 other Rotarians or guests.
Well, thank you very much, Charles. We appreciate it. We've got a little gift for you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since I'm standing right here, Mr. Blackburn, will you stand up, please? Are you originally from Hickory?
No, sir.
Where are you from?
Paris, Texas, home of the Fighting Wildcats.
There you go. How long have you been in Hickory?
6 or 7 years.
How long have you been a Rotarian?
25.
Where's your sweetheart today?
She's making money, I reckon.
How long have you been married?
Oh, she's modeling somewhere, doing something. I'm sorry, for some charity. How long have I been married?
How long have you been married?
33 years.
Do you have any kids?
I got 2 boys. They're go strapping boys.
Great. What's your favorite memory of Rotary?
I think I had to sing one time. It was not good.
Not good for you or for the rest of the club?
For the rest of the club. Well, they had a big time with it. They had a big time with it, but it was hard on me.
And what's your favorite part about Rotary?
I enjoy the getting together. I like Charles. I like to be here with Charles, for instance, and sit around and talk with everybody and hear the fun. So, same thing.
Michael, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, we're going to get one more here. We're
Thank you.
about out of time today. We're going to come over here. Avery, could you get up and join us here for a second?
Back here.
Or you could sit down if you want, either way. How long have you been a Rotarian?
Oh, since 71.
It's a long time.
Yeah, a good while.
What's your favorite memory about Rotary?
Oh, I think this paper, I enjoy coming to this meeting and seeing these people and the rest of the members ever served in there. I really don't have a favorite.
I figured your favorite memory would be walking up to draw a card every other week. Sounds like it.
I never won much.
At least you get a shot at it, right? Are you originally from Hickory?
Yep. I was born here in 1927.
Well, that's great. Congratulations. Married?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm married
How long were you married?
59 and a half years.
Congratulations. How about kids?
I got 3. One of them's right here.
That's great. You're not going to go on record saying that, though, are you?
Neighbor.
Neighbor, thank you very much. Thank everybody for that.
Thank you. It's great to learn more about everybody. Jack McCaskill, our Assistant Governor, is here to say a few words.
It's a great day to be a Rotarian. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to represent Governor Gary Bray and the leadership team of the district for your anniversary celebration. Today is about honoring the past, and it reminded me of a quote I read from Margaret Mead. It said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world." And indeed, that's the only thing that ever has. Wouldn't it be great if we could step back in time to 1921 and listen and learn from Walt Shuford and the other 17 charter members whose vision became the standard for community service, not only here in Hickory, but throughout the area. As I read through your history, 3 things connected with me. First is the variety and depth of the service projects. For example, enabling the construction of hard surface roads in Catawba County, the sponsorship of the Institute of International Understanding in the aftermath of World War II, facilities for the Boy Scouts and the Hilton Park, and numerous and far-reaching programs for the education of the youth. The second thing is the success and the example that you set that became the launching pads for clubs in Jefferson, Lenoir, Marion, Granite Falls, Taylorsville, Lake Hickory, and Newton Conover. You set the standard. And third, the continual growth of the club depended upon the ability to change with the times and the understanding that continued effectiveness rests with renewed dedication to maintain the Rotary values and the basic commitment to service. I know that those charter members would be very proud of everything that's been accomplished over these past 94 years and what you represent today. As important as it is to honor the past, it's imperative that we focus on the future. So my challenge to you is to always remember yesterday may have brought you to today, but it most likely will not carry you through to tomorrow. Always question the status quo, embrace new ideas, expand your member demographic. Again, congratulations, best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Clarence? He's getting ice cream. Okay, Alan Huffman is going to give us a little bit of history on the club as our club historian.
I serve on the Archives and History Committee, and I'm interested in history and a native of Hickory, so this is sort of my thing, I guess. I want to give you a little history of the club, and the history of the club is the history of Hickory when you get right down to it, in the 20th century at least. The organization was founded at the Hotel Hickory, February the 11th, 1921, and the founding president was Walt Shuford. The year before, he had been to a Rotary Club meeting sort of by accident, in Asheville. A friend took him there when he was up there on business. And he liked the idea, so he came back to Hickory. And at the time of that organizing meeting, February 11, 1921, 10 members of the Asheville Club came to Hickory to help with the initial meeting. I assume they came by train because at that time the train station, the railroad, and Union Square were the center of Hickory. Hotel Hickory was sort of on the edge of downtown, across the street from what's now, across the street from the current City Hall, which is now the site of the Cooperative Christian Ministry. And it was the premier hotel at that time, the previous one, the Hickory Inn, having burned in 1907. Of the 18 members, it may be that Charles Snipes is still the only one with perfect attendance. The club then in 1926 moved to Hotel Hickory, which was the new hotel downtown, located now at First Avenue and 2nd Street, which is the site of the Wells Fargo Bank at present. After they moved to Hotel Hickory, the Hotel Hickory lost some of its prominence. And by the time I was growing up in the 1950s, I was told not to go over there. It wasn't a good place for a young man unless you wanted to rent a room by the hour. One of the most interesting things at the Hotel Hickory was Ms. Mary McFarland, which some of the older members may have heard of, became the piano player, the musician for the club. Singing apparently was pretty good in those days too, because she stayed around for 51 years, which I'd say is quite a successful tenure for her to play piano at the Rotary Club, mostly at Hotel Hickory. She wasn't successful at everything though, because in 1953, after 4 months, she told me to forget music and go back to baseball, which I did. In the 1960s, Hickory's emphasis, business and such, was moving somewhat out to US 70 southwest there, and Catawba Mall had been built there, and there was concern about the viability of downtown Hickory. So that was the time of urban renewal. They removed the railroad warehouse from downtown Union Square, took down some buildings there, and made the decision that the Hotel Hickory was to be destroyed. So in 1970-71, our club had to leave Hotel Hickory. Initially they went to Lenore Rhine, which was sort of a natural because the district governor for our district, Brent Schaefer, had been the president of LR and was district governor from 1933 to 34. And Walter Now, who many of the older members know, was district governor from 1950 to 51. So, and currently we still have a lot of members from Lenore Rhine. As I said, the Highway 70 Southwest was the place to be. After the Hotel Hickory was imploded in June of 1972, the most prominent hotel facility near town was the Holiday Inn, which is located beside what used to be Catawba Mall. I think it's called Deluxe Inn or something now. And the club was there for a while, but was not enough space, so they moved to Mom and Pop's Ham House, which is the place that I remember having when I joined the club in 1982. Because Mom and Pop's was not quite a very nice dining room, the 50th anniversary of the club was actually celebrated here at Lake Hickory Country Club in 1971. The 50th anniversary of Rotary itself was celebrated at Hickory Junior High School, which is near Lenore Rhine. It's now the Hickory Alternate High School. So the club, and it was brand new in those days, so the club liked to go to new places, particularly when the old places were imploded. The club then moved in 1993 here to Lake Hickory, and in 1973 was founded Hickory East, now called Lake Hickory Rotary. And when I was invited to that club once in the 80s, they were meeting at the Ramada Inn, if anyone remembers where that was, but of course they meet here now. The Ramada Inn was again in Southwest Hickory. But even though Southwest Hickory on US 70 detracted and affected business and things in downtown Hickory, they were soon supplanted by Valley Hills Mall and of course now Catawba Valley Boulevard. But downtown Hickory continues to function as a business area. The club, I think, was already mentioned about the club's early projects. 1937, Boy Scout cabin at Lake Hickory. That is now part of the 1971 Rotary Park, Geithner Park. First women were admitted to the club in 1993, and the first woman president, 2001, was Susan Huffman, who's here today. So there's been, Hickory and the Rotary Club have sort of moved around town together. So I'm not sure how long we'll be here, but hopefully a long time.
Thanks, Alan. Rotary Club moving together. Okay, as we get ready for our next scene, Clarence will have us, believe it or not, short Rotary moment.
Yeah, this will be the Cliff Notes version of the Rotary moment. I think a lot of what we might have done has been covered one way or another, but do think, understand that the best laid plans of mice and men and women sometimes go astray, and that's why Mitzi Gilman's not here. She had a doctor's appointment that she'd been waiting for quite some time at Baptist, and that call came in for her to be down there this morning. So we hope that goes well for Mitzi. Happy birthday to Ernie Mache. Is Ernie still in the building? Stand up, Ernie. That's February the 12th. And Ernie stands taller than any Rotarian in the room. And another guy celebrated birthday on February the 12th, and he was a taller guy too, Abe Lincoln, in case you guys are confused on when Abe Lincoln's birthday is. It's February the 12th. As has already been said, we're 94 years old as a club today. We'll soon be 100 years old. And Jennifer Clark is asking you to go ahead and make your reservations for that 100th anniversary. And she'll need some volunteers because it's going to be a big one, a really big one. And hopefully it won't snow. On a couple of notes, Dan Duke's mother, Rotarian Dan Duke's mother, passed away. And I think that service is later this week. Dan's family, I think, is from Mount Holly. So keep Dan and the family in your thoughts and prayers. And on another note, I think folk at Chapel Hill need our thoughts and prayers. Obviously a big day of celebration for the life of Dean Smith, but also a time of mourning for those folk down there. So keep those folk in your thoughts and prayers also. Stan Baumgartner deserves a shout out also. His wife was written up nicely in the Hickory Daily Record, working on advanced degrees at Lenore Ryan. Wayne Powell sees to anybody who wants a degree, regardless of age, can get one. Right, Wayne? And Rich Brown has a new knee. If you haven't checked out Rich Brown's new knee, see him. It's good to see him out today. And President Dave, I got one thing I'll throw in and leave out all this other, but I thought I've been looking for an opportunity to use this. So if you don't mind, today with all the ladies in the room would be a good time to do this. Listen carefully because this is pretty deep. You got to think to catch the punch. A woman ran a red traffic light and crashed into a man's car. Both of their cars are demolished, but amazingly, neither of them were hurt. After they crawled out of their cars, the woman said, "Wow, just look at our cars. There's nothing left. But fortunately, we are unhurt. This must truly be a sign from God that we should meet and be friends and live together in peace for the rest of our days." The man replied, "I agree with you completely. This must be a sign from God." The woman continued, "And look at this. Here's another miracle. My car is completely demolished, but my bottle of wine did not break. Surely God wants us to drink this wine and celebrate